Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, we are going to paint this. I was going to think of something, but we're just going to paint this dragon.
Yes, that's right, folks. Tonight, we're going to be dry brushing Marduk. We finished giving him washes all over except one spot, but we'll worry about that later. He's really starting to shape up. The wash has really brought together all those different colors, and he's not too rainbowy, but at the same time, he's definitely pretty scary.
I do think that this was a bad idea, though.
Yeah, I wish they would have made a white dragon. You know,
they could have just. I mean, they made their. I don't think this is from anything else. They could have even done. I wouldn't have recommended it, but they could have done something else for that. They could have done it. They could have had the. What was the Oriental?
The gold, the
yes.
Oregon? Yeah.
They could
I think
have
they
had that.
didn't do that because it's such a special dragon.
That's true. Obviously they couldn't have done the Xeno Dragon, but that's not much better.
I would have rather they actually did the Xeno Dragon. That would have been actually pretty cool.
Yeah, but it wouldn't. I actually think it just wouldn't have been much better. Yeah. I think it would have been probably
kind of
slightly
weird.
worse.
It would have been kind of weird.
I think they just should have. I mean, they already made one. I think that's a new sculpt. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I couldn't peg who that is, but we took a lot of creative
I do think that they
license
should have just made a second one.
We took a lot of creative license.
I mean, really, they could have even just had this head and put it over here, and that would have been better, I think.
But let's get to work. I'm going to be finishing up on the wings, and he's going to be dry brushing all kinds of stuff.
I'm not sure if is this the first time we've used this on the channel?
No, we used that.
I know we used it on the
Final Faction.
Faction. I don't think we used it on Final Faction mods.
I know we used it for something.
It was in a.
Was it the Mecha Dragon? Not the Mecha Dragon, but the Clockwork Dragon.
No, we didn't have it at the time.
Bulbo?
Definitely didn't have it with Bulbo. Siege of the Citadel. But
you're right.
On the channel, that was.
Yeah, the Templars.
Yeah, I didn't know what they were called, but yes. But I'm not sure if that counts.
Okay, that's a little bit of paint. Yeah, it's fine.
Just gonna spread it out so that I don't.
And since I don't have a lot of work to do on the wings here, I actually have some base coats, the gold for these tips here. They just sort of slip past this. I want to talk about a couple of things. Right off the bat, if you notice over here, we are very proud new owners of a Proxxon hot wire cutter. We assembled it this afternoon, actually this morning.
He did.
And we got it up and running after a few little issues.
Issues, by the way, that I was the one that figured out the solution to. Actually, not entirely.
No, but you helped.
Partially.
Yeah. This is going to be a game changer for us. Every time we use XPS foam and the good old-fashioned white stuff, when we're not burning it with a torch, we will be using
white stuff?
The white styrofoam.
Yes, but why did you use that word?
I didn't know what else to call it. Styrofoam. Good old-fashioned, regular crap styrofoam. You can use that.
You could have just called
on
it that.
Here. We can use the XPS. And this already, I made some test blocks. Just, good old-fashioned, 1 centimeter by 2 centimeter bricks for an upcoming project. And this saves us a lot of work, a lot of hassle. Our cuts will be straight. Our measurements will be, I'm not going to say perfect because this arm is a little touchy here. As everybody knows, it's a little weak in its construction, and we're working on possibly replacing this with something. But in the meantime, it works. You just got to be patient, careful, and what have you. And it's definitely worth the money. We had to save up for it for a little while, but now that we have it, it's going to be a lot of fun. Even the little guy did a little bit of cutting with it, a little bit of goofing off. Yeah, I do. I do believe that's going to work. He's just throwing some Vallejo silver on the blue dragon.
Yes, I think that might have been too much.
Yeah. Well, you can try messing around with it on the black part, the black dragon.
I really should have.
Don't worry. It washes out. Or
I
maybe
know,
on the Black Dragon's
Just in
spine.
case it. Well, it's not gonna spill,
Yeah,
but
this stuff doesn't spill. But maybe
eh,
try
that
it.
is very. It is a liquidy paint.
Yeah. I noticed that Vallejo's really runny sometimes. I have a bottle of white
So
that,
you think the blue is done? Actually, there's some on the face,
Yeah.
but
and definitely get some on the horns if you can.
yeah. But is the neck finished?
That's up to you, bud. You can see it closer than me. I really need my glasses to really get up and close with that. So I'm going to start off putting
What
the...
about those goggles that you possibly threw away?
I didn't throw them away. I've got my magnifiers right here. I just didn't put them on.
No, I mean, never mind.
Oh, those googly eye things?
Yes.
I still have those. And those are really good. I'm just really not a big fan of those after using them a bit. I'm still, planning on buying something a little bit better. But we'll see. I've seen a bunch of magnifiers that I like, but I really want to get something that lights up. So I can really focus, light onto what I'm looking at. Also this afternoon, Broken Terrain had a really nice little live stream, and we had a nice little conversation with him. He's always a great guy and full of great information. If you haven't seen him lately, I definitely suggest you check out his live stream that was this afternoon. He is building some XPS cottages and medieval houses and buildings. Man, they were just incredible. Literally works of art. I didn't get to see the whole live stream. Sorry, buddy. I had to check out toward the end and take care of some business here at home. But no joke, those buildings he made are some of the nicest buildings. Not playable on the inside. I meant to ask him about that, why he chose to pass on that. I kind of get it. Sometimes when you're not going to actually be inside the building, why bother? But you never know for future, usage. It might not be a
Yeah, I
horrible
might have
idea.
gone a bit too far on that.
Just hit it up a little. Oh.
Yeah.
And just re-go over it with the black wash.
Yeah.
Not black wash, but the...
Dark tone. Same
no, not even the dark tone. The original paint. The night scale.
Mm.
That's what that is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I only wanted to get the edges.
Yeah. And you are using the small brush, so just be more careful when you remove the paint on the napkin. Another tip, speaking of napkins, when you're using...
I think this side is not this side. This side. Which one was it? I think this is slightly better.
When you're using a white paint or a silver or something like that, because you...
I could have just dry brushed gloss over it, and that would have given the same effect I wanted.
We get these napkins from, I think it's Jack in the Box or something like that, and they're brown. And we save those specifically for when we're using a white paint, or like in this case, this really, really pearlescent silver that, as you can see on the napkin, you can barely see it on the napkin.
I actually thought that it would actually be closer to a metallic white when we first got it.
Right.
Which it does look like when
Yeah.
you see it there, but it actually...
Save your brown napkins for that.
Actually, it might be. It might have just been that I was looking at it on black paint, so that just made it really silver.
The point is save your brown napkins for when you're using white or whitish colored paints, so that you can see better how much paint is coming off on the napkin. Normally, we be very careful with that, because that is a big brush.
I couldn't use the other one.
No, you might want to just use one of the other old-fashioned crummy dry brushes.
I think it's turning out good though.
If you, and be careful with that brush, because I can see right here. There's a turn it, right? Keep turning it. There's a glob of paint
Oh, I
on
see
it.
it.
That if you hit that, you will not be happy. I've done that before with a dry brush and mist. When you wipe off the brush, really get all around the brush, every side of it, and wipe it off, because you can miss a spot and it just lays on a big goopy pile of paint and ruin what you were doing, and then you have to either mistake brush it or repaint it, and nobody likes repainting after they've gone to that trouble. I think I'm going to steal this and do the arms of these wings. The wash is actually, the little guy did most of the wash on these wings. Actually, I was kind of busy.
Well, you did half, I did the other one.
But you did a really good
You did
job.
the back, or
And I almost don't think it needs that much. I may go more of a edge highlighting than an actual dry brush. I'm going to take a quick little experimental trip down that route and see what happens.
Okay, I think right now.
And what color is this you're using right here?
That one.
This is Green Flash by Folk Art. It's actually a really nice...
The current best. Well, they're not necessarily the best, but they're the one we use the most. Used to have a lot of Apple Barrel, but we don't get that.
Yeah, we
many
can
of them
actually...
anymore.
It's kind of...
They might not even exist. I think they still do. I've
Yeah.
seen them a few times. Not that many.
I think we do Folk Art so much because we can actually get it at Walmart and
That's
Hobby Lobby.
probably
Whereas Apple Barrel, I haven't seen it.
in a while.
Yeah. Gesundheit. Whereas I think it's Sage Forsaken say banana. I don't know why. I think that was him. It might have been Broken Terrain. And hey, Sage Forsaken, you're a very lucky guy. You and Nathan Allen both beat us to the punch when it comes to Final Faction. Have yet to see any Final Faction figures anywhere in our state. And it's kind of...
And by our state, you mean city?
Right. We don't venture much outside of where we live, our neighborhood. We do hit up, two or three different Dollar Trees, and so far, none. I'm going to do a little bit more on these tips. Fix that little spot there. But we really, really enjoy these color shifting paints.
I think this works.
Yeah.
Giving the edges of it, which was a very intentional decision. See how?
Yeah. Because there is that little raised area, although it's a little thick here.
Right there.
Yeah.
I might go back over it. Or I could just... I'm going to go back over it.
So I hope you guys all have all your Christmas shopping done. We, I think, are officially done as of yesterday with all our Christmas shopping and all our preps. Obviously we got to, tidy up the house.
I think I might be done.
For the night?
Enough for the night.
I was going to say, don't do that to me again, man. I barely put any paint on this at all. And
Actually, I'm not really sure what to do. No.
Neons?
Where?
Edge highlighting maybe, or
Yeah, I think I'm actually
did you do any silver on this guy's?
Okay,
horns?
that's what I was
You
missing.
got some right there. Oh, or you want to use that stuff? That's probably.
I'll use this. Why not?
Just be very, very, very careful with those horns.
Yeah.
I mean, really scrub it off, because those horns should not be too bright. They really look good as it is right now.
Maybe just giving them a slight edge highlight. Not really edge highlight, but just... Yeah, that is...
Don't be afraid to edge highlight.
No, that's not really what I think it is. I don't think that's what it would...
Technically.
It technically is not.
Okay. Who was it that we were talking to who's terrified of edge highlighting?
I don't know. But I think I'm gonna...
I'm gonna kill you.
What? What else is there to do? I mean, I guess I could try to do something on the red, but what am I gonna use on the red?
That's why I brought the neon out, or
I guess,
or the
but-
orange. You could even try the neon orange, or you know what you could do if you're really, really, really feeling brave.
What?
Neon orange the eyeballs.
Okay.
Shake that up good though.
It's been a while since we used this one.
I know it's starting to feel kind of empty inside, as in we're almost out, and the other neons that we've been able to find just aren't as good. And I think is that apple barrel?
Yes, it is apple barrel, but it's aged more specifically.
Yeah.
Which is why we should only use this orange when.
Very sparingly. I don't know if you've seen us use this before, but this apple barrel bottle is literally over 20 years old.
Oh. Well, I guess there's gonna be a tiny orange there.
It's source lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. I guess I can do that if I really wanted to.
But this bottle is like I said, over 20 years old, and back in the day, I that's all I used was craft paints. But it over the years has separated and become almost a completely new product, or just changed and mutated from its original color to where it really separates and almost acts like a contrast paint, where the raised areas are one color and the deep down colors are more yellow. So we really try to save it for things like lava, and in this case the eyes of Marduk.
And teeth.
You're doing the teeth, or was that an accident?
You're
actually doing that. Okay.
It started kind of as an accident, but it looked okay.
You're just running with it. Yeah, that was intentional.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Literally just got like a splotch on it.
Never admit your mistakes, right?
Should I do all their teeth orange? Or just the center? Oh wait, I actually think I might have done those teeth orange anyways. But should I do the rest of them orange, or should I just leave it as it is? And do these bone, like soft?
I'd almost go with it just because it adds that one more aspect of tying it all together and make it look like he, like we were talking last time, where he has one name for a reason. Each head is still Marduk. No split personalities, or
even though I think that it might have said something about each head being separate.
It might have, but that just seems kind of comical and silly to me in a way, that they would be fighting each other. And I forget where it was, but I remember seeing a Hydra either in a movie or a cartoon or something, where the Hydra heads were literally fighting each other for food and things like that. And that's just a great way to give the player characters or the heroes a way to defeat it just a little bit easier. Get them to throw a chicken out there, and then they start fighting over the chicken or something to eat, and suddenly they've got the Hydra or whatever distracted, and get the initiative on him or something like that. It just seems a little too comical for me.
Okay, I think now it's finished.
Okay, let me finish up these blue spine things here, and we'll call it a night. And wish everybody a nice, easy week before the holidays. Hope you guys get all your shopping done and all your, pre-holiday cleanup and things like that all taken care of before your friends and family come over and eat you out of house and home. There. And for those of you like us who are now on vacation, we hope you guys have a great vacation and a lovely holiday. Take a look real quick. Yeah, I like it. It ties it
I
all
wasn't necessarily sure about doing it on the blue.
Oh, you missed this guy's teeth.
Oh, I think that's just because
He's all bone, and
I think that was the reason.
we still have to do his tongue. But otherwise, yeah, it actually does tie it all together. Did you do the eyes, or?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Even
But-
this one?
Yeah. I
Really?
mean, they were already orange, so.
Right. I might go over that one. It just doesn't seem bright enough. But yeah, that really ties it together. See if you can get a close up of his face. Faces.
Huh.
Come on, do it with me.
No.
1, 2, 3. Roar. I can only do one voice. You know, at least we get 2 of them.
Oh, that's very. That's.
I'm digging it, folks. I'm digging it. It's definitely going to go on the mantelpiece of. Oh my God. It's okay. To be honest, I have it, and I'm holding it. Dinner, folks. Pizza every time.
Anyways, that has been the Shadow and Sun Show. We hope you enjoyed, and
Good night, everybody. We love you guys. Bye.
good night.